Let's go.
It's stadium seats, so what does that mean? That mean it's Frizz, Gemz, and Tay, and we hot in the scene. Every platform possible, you know it's the team. To emails, the airways, down we counting the streams, it's love. To all the sports fans that's rocking the building. And when we turn, please admit that you're craving the feeling. Frizz and Gemz, please believe. You know how we rock, right? Tay with the red bottoms, now she taking the spotlight. Frizz, let's make sure we get that #1 spot tight. Cause when we rock right, we do tours, take top flights, the tailgate crazy. The fans, they amaze me. Salute to all the fans that been rocking with us lately. Love.
Yeah.
Stadium Seats.
And now, introducing your Stadium Seats podcast crew. From Pittsburgh, PA. Stand up, Frizz Nation. Frizz. Also hailing from Pittsburgh, PA. That dude with the smooth groove. Gemz. Finally, the red bottom queen from Brownsville, Texas. Tay. Stadium Seats. We here. Let's go. Stadium Seats, we're back.
Hello, hello.
Frizz, Gemz, and Tay. You live over there.
Sorry, I came in a little late. Sorry. What's up?
Yeah, wake up. Let's go.
Yeah.
Get it.
Frizz, Gemz, and Tay.
It's Saturday. How's the weather?
Weather down here is wonderful.
Actually, it's really pretty today. We had been in Austin. We had some very gloomy, cloudy, rainy weather all week. So this is a nice break. We got some sun today.
It's good. Well, we're getting hit with a snowstorm, so it's all good. Ice. I would say ice. More ice than
Really?
snow.
I miss it. I wish I was
sleet.
up there shoveling
How
driveways.
many inches of snow do y'all have?
Well, it's not a lot of inches at all. It's just the precipitation and the ice, the sleet and everything. That's what's making it bad. So,
No doubt.
yeah.
At Seat Stadium on our Twitter. Hit us up.
Join the movement.
We're almost at 1,200. We're banging them out.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
All right. Email us at stadiumseats@gmail.com or stadiumseatspodcast@gmail.com. Questions, anything like that, reviews that you got for us. Listen to us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Cast FM. We're on, or Castbox. We're on all major platforms. So you can find us, find our show. We are almost at 500 downloads also. We should eclipse that after this episode for sure. Shout out to that.
Shout out.
Yeah. Shout out to it.
And if you want to sport our famous t-shirt, you can hit up dc4lcustomtees.com. They come in a variety of colors, so one is sure to be of your liking.
Okay. Real quick, before we jump into it, can we do a barbershop talk just for a couple minutes?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Can we do that? Okay. So I was in the shop and we was talking about music. We all love music, all different types of genres. Frizz, Tay, we were talking about, hip hop and R&B, and we was talking about what was the best era, because hip hop right now is like the best genre, right? I mean,
I think it's always been the best.
Trump's. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, statistic wise now, like it trumps country, it trumps every different type of genre out there is hip hop. That's the mainstream right now. So what genre, what year, was the best time in hip hop?
You know what, man? Rap these days is trash to me.
You think so?
A lot of it is.
I wouldn't say all of it. A lot of it is. I would agree with you there. I do like a couple of artists that are out there that I think are really good. As far as to answer your question, Gemz, I would say maybe the 90s. I would say the 90s for the hip hop was really bopping.
Oh, bopping, really?
popping.
Oh my Lord.
Okay. Oh man, Frizz, let's go to you real quick, Frizz. Look what you got.
Lyrically, rap these days is a lot worse than when we grew up in the early 90s and even late 80s. I'm going that far back.
Okay.
From the Pac and the Biggie and everything like that, and the Wu-Tang Clan, and even the old school Jada Kiss, and the Nas.
Yeah.
And we're I know I'm keeping it more up there right now on the East Coast, but West Coast too, Snoop Dogg, Dre, all those dudes.
Yeah.
And even like Juvenile and the 504 Boys, even those dudes that had a little bit more of a cash money and a little flip, and Paul Wall back in those days, and all those dudes, much better. So that's my deal.
Scarface too, right? Can't forget about Face.
Too short. I mean, we could go on for an hour on this, but that's my thing. Like, if you're thinking about hip hop and stuff like that, and I don't think it's just me being, at this age right now.
Bias.
Old. But I just can't sit there and listen to some of this stuff. It's just nonstop, like screaming, auto-tuned out. And that's what you're dealing with now, So, going old school for me, man. What about you?
Cool. Well, real quick, I like the late 80s. I like the 90s, definitely. That would be the era. Now, if we're going by 5 to 10 years, I won't get into specific dates or years or whatever. But, I say I'm an East Coast guy, but I love the West. And I love what they was doing down there with Cash Money in New Orleans, Master P, and down there in Houston with Face and Flip and all those guys. So I'm going to go in the 90s. That's when I think that's what our discussion in the shop, and that's when we were talking about, the 90s was the best era in hip hop. So, but shout out to the newbies out there, the new artists out there. There's a couple songs out there that, got me like, okay, I like this, get me going. Yeah. So shout out to them. I just had to ask that question. We can move on.
Well, okay.
Yeah. Shout out to hip hop.
Stadium Seats NFL Pick segment brought to you by DC4LCustomTees.com. Let's go.
Well, team, this is it. This is almost it anyways. Okay. The NFC and AFC Conference Championship games this week. Let's take a look at it. Let's break it down a little bit. And if you ask me before we get started, these were not my 4 teams that I would say were in the championship. You know what I'm saying? Except the Chiefs. I did pick them for the Super Bowl about 5 weeks ago, if you can remember. Rewind the episode. Titans going to the Chiefs tomorrow at 3:05 Eastern, invading Kansas City. What do we think is going to happen in this game? Me and Gemz kind of touched about this. Welcome back, by the way, Tay.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
Welcome back, Tay.
Yeah.
All time.
So we're going to give you our winners in this one, but we're also going to tell you a little bit what we think the keys to the game are and who to watch and what we think from it. So without further ado, Gemz, kick this one off.
Yeah, so I'm going with the Tennessee Titans. I'm still going with my upset kind of movement here. You know what? I just think the keys of the game on the Tennessee Titans side is going to be their confidence. I mean, they beat Tom Brady. They beat Lamar Jackson in the Ravens defense. So why not trump Patrick Mahomes and that defense out there? I don't see why they're lacking any confidence. So I think one of the key factors is Tennessee Titans' confidence. That's number one. Number two is Mike Grable and Dean Peace's defensive plan, how they came up with a defensive scheme against the Patriots and against Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. That was brilliant. So they have a genius. Yeah, they have a great mind on the defensive end. So I think that's another key factor. Number three is going to be Ryan Tannehill. Okay, because they're going to be keying on Derrick Henry. I don't think the Chiefs can stop Derrick Henry, but they're going to be keying on him. So Tannehill, again, when he's pressured, he's ranked second in the NFL. So that's going to be crucial for him to step up and make that big throw. Okay, and the last one is Derrick Henry, right? I mean, he's a force of all forces here. He's going to get so much money in this offseason here. I think Derrick Henry puts the Tennessee Titans on his backs. They go to the Super Bowl, and then we'll talk about that later. But I got the Tennessee Titans.
All right.
Going
Gemz
to the
got
Super
the
Bowl
Titans.
here.
By the way, I'm keeping track of the picks here.
Oh, yeah. Real quick before I give my take.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome. Thank you. Appreciate it. Let me get a cheer on that. Frizz right now is in the lead.
By one. Don't worry. You're going down.
Playoff lead. Pick predictor. By one game, because I might lose this one because I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs in this game. You know what? It's gonna be a different game if the ball's not turned over. What I mean by this is real simple. Kansas City likes to score quickly. Okay. Tennessee is going to try to grind you down. Okay. So what needs to happen for the Chiefs to win is they got to try to control the clock a little bit more instead of scoring so fast or trying to get in the red zone or anything as quick as they actually have been doing. They need to maybe slow it down a little bit, move the chains, watch that play clock, because you have a monster over there on the sideline that's going to ground and pound you all game. That is going to be the biggest key for the Kansas City Chiefs. Not so many explosive plays, but if they can kind of gradually get down that field, but I don't know if they're built for that. Now, Pat Mahomes, I definitely think he can do it. Tennessee's defense is pretty good, but, they've been there before. I don't think that they're experienced yet. The Chiefs have been there before. I don't think Tennessee's defense is experienced yet. They have 20 guys on that roster that have never played a playoff game before that first round game. So, and also Travis Kelce. Can Tennessee cover him? I'm not sure if they can. If they can do that, they have a good shot. But that's why I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs here. And I definitely want to take the Titans. I really do, because I'm a big fan of the underdog. And I'm a big fan of Derrick Henry right now because I like that old school ground and pound football. They're running power. They're pulling guards. They're just going in the trenches and going after it. But give me Kansas City in this one.
All right. Well, nice. I got the Titans.
All right. Tay's going with the Titans.
The reasons you just mentioned.
Who do you think is going to be the biggest, Tay? Do you think Tannehill is going to have a bigger day than Henry? Do you think their running game is going to be a lot stronger than their passing game?
I got Henry on that first question that you asked.
I think everybody thinks that.
I don't know. You made a good point saying that Kansas City needs to slow the clock down instead of scoring too fast and moving along the ball too fast. And they're just not a team that does that. You said it yourself. They don't do that. And that's what they're going to need. So for that reason, I don't think they're going to take it.
Yeah. If you look last week, Gemz, right? Like how quick were they getting down the field?
Yeah. They were down 24 points and they came back in 5 minutes.
You know what was real funny? I said, I don't know if I texted you or somebody else. I was like, watch this game at halftime. I said, the Chiefs are either going to be down 3 or up 7. And sure enough, holy crap. But that's what they got to do, man. I don't know if they're built for it, but I'm sure Andy Reid, heck of a coach, he's going to be like, you know what, boys, we need to keep Henry off the field. We need to.
Yeah, but I tell you this though, Frizz, Tay, if Tennessee goes up by 7 or goes up by 3 or whatever it is, the game's going to get slowed down because if they get a stop, you know who they're going with. They're going to feed Derrick Henry the ball, and that's how the game's going to get slowed down. So I think the benefit and the advantage is in Tennessee's corner right now. Especially they have nothing to lose. They're going in this game like, hey, no one thinks we can win at all. Houston came in here. They were up by 24 points, and look what happened. So they're just going in there like, hey, we beat Tom Brady. We beat Lamar.
Yeah.
Why not Mahomes? And that's the attitude I'd be going in.
I do.
It's going to be a great game.
They've been doing it's been working, so I wouldn't change it one bit.
No, I wouldn't either. Well, before we move on to the NFC Championship, weather's not going to be much of a factor there. Both these teams, they could play in the cold. High of 19, low of 5. But that game starts at 3. So should be in the teens. No precipitation, so probably won't see much snow or rain. So it should be a pretty clean game weather-wise. So that'll be interesting to watch, and I'm excited to watch that one. So that is our AFC Championship picks. And you know what, man? I can't believe that this is the first year since, I don't know, that Brady, Ben, and who else? Peyton Manning, maybe, haven't been in the AFC Championship game.
Well,
they're old.
Well, you know what that means, right?
Simply put.
Yeah, okay, we could say that, or that just means the times are changing. The NFL is shifting from
I know.
The greats.
It's just kind of weird, though.
The current greats.
So, Had to bring that up. Well, yeah, thanks. Appreciate
that. You're horrible. Right?
You're so smart.
Sarcastic, huh? Hey, here we go. NFC Championship. The Green Bay Packers visiting San Francisco, the Bay. All right. 13-3 versus 13-3. All right. Rodgers versus Garoppolo. A quiet Green Bay team versus a San Fran team that kind of ran the table all year. Definitely favorites in this ball game. Who do you got, Gemz, and why?
Well, I'm going to go with Green Bay. And the reason why I'm going to go with Green Bay because of Aaron Rodgers, number one. This is a big game. This is what, Aaron's done time after time, showed up in the big game. He's clutch. He's box office. But here's some key factors of what they have to do to win this game. Number one, the 49ers defense got pressure on Rodgers throughout the regular season, the first time that they met. They got to stop that. So having Brian Bulaga back in the lineup was big for the Packers. Now, if he's unable to go of the illness that caused him to miss last week against Seattle, then you're going to have to put in Jared Verherd in there. That he wasn't in the lineup in the last 2 meetings, so that might be a downgrade right there. So that's number one. Number two is they got to slow down the 49ers rushing attack. Okay. The 49ers was second in the league at running the football. And unlike Seattle, they have a full contingent of backs that are healthy and ready to run. So they're going to have to do that. Number three, you can't let George Kittle run wild. Okay. He's probably the second or third best tight end. He's right behind Kelsey, I think. And in the first time that they met, he had 6 catches for 129 yards. Okay. And he had a back-breaking 61-yard touchdown catch. You can't let that happen. The Packers going to have to let Aaron Jones get his touches. Feed the beast. You got to feed him because he's going to open up that passing game to play action. If you feed Aaron Jones, you'll be ready to go. Force Jimmy Garoppolo to make mistakes. He will make mistakes if he's under pressure. Okay. I thought he was more sharp in New England versus out here in San Francisco. So he's open to make some mistakes. And the last one, Devontae Adams, you got to get him involved early. You have to. If you don't, you're not going to win, especially against this stout defense that's stingy. So I got the Green Bay Packers winning, but I think these are the key characteristics. These are the key factors of how you win this game.
Man, as much as I want to pick the Green Bay Packers because I want to see Green Bay versus Kansas City, I can't do it. I'm going to go for the listeners. Frizz's take is...
Are you picking from your heart?
No. Get out of here. I'm just picking the team that I think is going to win, and it's the San Francisco 49ers. I definitely think their passing game is their receiving core and their tight ends are a little better than Green Bay's. But, in my heart, I'm pulling for Green Bay here. But right now, as a professional, I'm picking San Fran because of their defense. Bosa, D Ford, their linebacking core, Kwan Alexander, their secondary, Richard Sherman. They're playing very well right now at a high level. I think they're going to be able to stop the Green Bay Packers offense. I think that they're going to force enough 3-and-outs for them to win this ball game. I don't think that Rodgers, he is great under pressure, but I definitely think he's going to be a little bit too pressured this game in order for those receivers to get open off those D-backs. You know what I mean, Gemz? I think that he's just not going to have the time he needs in order to thread that needle. He's going to have to make some pressure plays. I'm excited to watch it, but I just think that defense right now, is good enough for Garoppolo to manage a game like he's been because his stats haven't been that great in the playoffs. But he's going to do enough to manage this game where that defense is going to win this game. And I got the Chiefs and I got the San Francisco 49ers playing in the Super Bowl. And that's my take. Hey, what do you got?
I got San Francisco.
Okay, San Fran.
I think they're going to take it. Yeah, and I think, Gemz, you mentioned it, Kittle. He's a force to be reckoned with. He's a great tight end. He's done some good catches. I think they're going to have a hard time with him. Another one, Emmanuel Sanders. He's a threat, like in that deep pocket. I don't think they're going to be able to stop him. So, I got San Francisco.
Okay.
If you're a football fan and you like the battle up front, the offense and defensive line, if you really watch football and that's something that you always watch during the game, you're going to love this one.
Yeah. It's going to be right. It's Green Bay's O-line versus San Fran's D-line. No doubt about it. Like, the battle in the trenches, and you know what? That's the same kind of thing going with, good point there. That's the same thing you go for the Titans-Chiefs game because that D-line for the Chiefs, they got a big task on hand.
We're winding down to the end of football, so
the boys are big.
I'm excited for the Super Bowl. You know what's one thing that I really, really, really look forward to every Super Bowl, regardless of who's playing?
The commercials, right?
Well, that too, but I was thinking something else.
The food. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. We'll have a full Super Bowl show here on Stadium Seats. You best believe that. So, guys, that's our picks. Best of luck to y'all. Try to catch me. We'll see what happens. Hey, I got to talk a little bit of crap because I lost in the regular season.
I'd love to hear you say that phrase from that girl. Catch me outside.
Catch me outside. How about now?
Oh,
next on Stadium Seats, that dude with the smooth groove, the watch list, Gemz.
What's up, everybody? This is Gemz. Next on this segment here.
Just letting them know it's up next again. My bad.
Yeah, double take. What's up, everybody? This is Gemz with the watch list. What's up, everybody? This is Gemz with the watch list.
Yeah, exactly, Jim.
Double smooth groove. All right, let's do this one. Last take. What's up, everybody? This is Gemz with the watch list. We got some exciting news, some interesting news. The Giants' decision on the ex-head coach of the Cowboys, Jason Garrett, takes the offensive coordinator job for the New York Giants, along with hiring young Joe Judge to be their new head coach. The New York Giants ownership made no secret of its long affinity for Jason Garrett and for its wish that Judge to assemble a staff that is experienced. So I just want to share with all of you the reason why with this watch list here is going to be very important. I think that Jason Garrett is a great offensive coordinator, and his stats proven it when Jason Garrett was an offensive coordinator. through his tenure there. He was ranked number 2nd yards per play in the NFL. Yards per game, he was ranked 4th. Total QBR, ranked 5th. And the points per game, he was ranked 6th. So I think that's a good pickup for the Giants there. And if they bring the pieces around, the young quarterback out there, Daniel Jones, am I right on that? Daniel Jones, right? Daniel Jones.
Oh, yeah.
You got the running back there. Okay, so I mean, he's one of the best in the business in the NFL. So if you just keep adding some pieces, and then you have that great mind, the bright mind with Jason Garrett, the Giants are looking up right now. So that's Gemz' watch list here. It's a great pickup, and I'm happy for Jason Garrett. I think he's a better offensive coordinator than a head coach.
Yeah, dude, no doubt, no doubt. I like it too. I like the Giants.
Mm-hmm. I like the Giants too.
You know, I always liked them. I don't know why. I think that's just because growing up, I just was watching like Phil Simms and them. I don't know, and that defense and LT. I always liked the Giants. That's what's up, man. That's a good take. And I didn't know those stats about Garrett when he was an OC. That's important. So I didn't know he was that good of an OC.
Oh, so now you like him?
No, heck no.
Stadium Seats presents Tay's Take.
Hello. So feeding off on the Giants, Gemz, I know you mentioned them and said, I really like the Giants. I've always liked them. I like Barry Bonds. I think they're a good team. But another reason why I like the Giants is they recently, San Francisco Giants, in baseball, recently on Thursday, they made the news headlines by hiring the first female major league coach in their coaching staff. So absolutely.
Wow.
Shout out to the San Francisco Giants. Her name is Alyssa Nakken, and she's a standout softball player, believe it or not.
Wow.
She's has her sports management degree, and she went to Sacramento State. She will be traveling full-time with the San Francisco Giants. She will be in full uniform.
That's awesome.
I know.
Man, shout out to that.
I'm trying to, well, I know they're softball uniforms, so I really hope that they don't give her like those loose baseball pants.
They probably will. I mean, it's.
You think?
I mean, yeah. I mean, yes.
Yeah.
Just like the guys.
She'll
I mean, that's cool, man.
Teams.
Congratulations to that. That's good to see these women cracking into sports, man. I'm really proud for that because, they know just as much as guys, or maybe more sometimes, honestly.
Well, interestingly, and I think this is really fun, and I'm like really excited, and I want to see more of this. Not only will she be in full uniform, but she will also be throwing batting practice and, before the games, batting practice and hitting. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, well, shout out to Mrs. Nakken.
Nice.
Right. And some of her responsibilities on the team, she'll be developing and producing and directing a number of the organization's health and wellness initiatives and events. So,
nice.
I think that's important for every team to have. I know that's like maybe seen as a non-essential part of a team, but I think, in any sport nowadays, in football, you have concussions and whatnot. In baseball, there's a lot of mental health issues. The player wellness plays a big part, or should play a big part in it. So hopefully more teams will follow suit. So shout out to the Giants and shout out to Miss Alyssa Nakken.
Heck yeah. Gave you the horn.
Yeah.
I gave you the stop horn because it's time for Frizz's quick hitters. You
always got to cut me off.
Well, guy, it's all good. Frizz's quick hitters. Can't even talk right now because I'm fired up about my quick segment that I don't have music to yet, which isn't cool. I got to get on this. You got a cool little intro. You got a cool intro, Tay.
Yeah,
I need one. Okay.
Because we're cute. Why wouldn't we have a cute intro?
Oh, man. Wow. Yeah, wait till you hear mine then. I'm coming with mine. Good evening. A couple things, guys. You know about my segment. I just kind of throw some things at you just to let the listeners know what's going on in the sports world. Okay. Julian Edelman last week got arrested for jumping on a car because he was hammered in L.A. He was out there partying with Paul Pierce and Danny Amendola in the middle of the day, got arrested, jumping on a car, wilding out. I don't know. Pretty crazy. Haven't heard much of it yet.
That is ridiculous.
But Patriots receiver Julian Edelman, drunk, jumping on a car. I kind of like it. Shout out to him. Okay. What, man?
When I read that story, it got me kind of thinking, like, was he really jumping, or did he just kind of, obviously he was intoxicated, but did he get pushed over the car and fell on it? Like, was it exaggerated by the owner of the vehicle? Like, it's ridiculous. Like, nowadays, people just see, like, dollar signs.
I don't know. I'm not getting into it. I just think it's awesome. He was partying, having a good time. Another thing, staying in the NFL, Chargers great Antonio Gates. He is Dunsky. Hanging him up, great career. He put out a couple statements. One of the greatest tight ends, if you ask me, of our time, Gemz, right? What's just really interesting about Gates is what sport did he play in college? Exactly. So that was pretty cool because, basketball players. Yep. Great athletes. Sometimes
Kent State, right?
move on to the NFL. Instead, Tony Gonzalez, another one. Julius
Mahomes.
Peters. But anyways, Pat Mahomes.
Didn't he play baseball?
Basketball.
He played basketball, right?
No, Pat Mahomes didn't play basketball.
Yeah,
he was a football. He was a football player at Texas Tech.
No, he played baseball. He's a pitcher.
He played baseball.
No, but he played baseball as well. He's a pitcher.
Oh, my God.
I'm just saying.
He did play baseball.
Okay, Tay said basketball. That's what I heard.
I said baseball.
Okay,
you said basketball.
Sorry. We're not getting in an argument here on the show.
I'm not arguing. I'm just having a discussion.
Gates, eight-time Pro Bowl selection and 5-time All-Pro. Congrats to Antonio Gates. Me and Tay are about to throw hands over here on stadium seats.
That's right. You're fixing to lose, too.
Finally, my last take. UFC, check it out tonight. Conor McGregor gets back in the ring, to face Donald Cerrone. Cerrone, I don't know how to pronounce his really last name. They call him the Cowboy. Hands are going to be thrown. I like Conor McGregor a lot because he's very flamboyant. He talks a lot of trash. He does back it up sometimes, but he kind of lost his last couple fights. And he also lost to Mayweather in a boxing ring, but I think it took a lot of balls to go in a boxing ring when you're not even a boxer. But I just like the guy. I like how crazy he is, and I'm pulling for him tonight. So, that's Frizz Quick Hitters. Tay's mad.
Well, I'm just wondering when I can talk.
Whoa, there you go. Way to get him. Way to get him.
I love it, man.
Way to get him. Right, Tay. That's right.
Hey, Gemz.
I got your back.
We're kind of running out of time, but here's the point, because some takes dragged on a little bit longer than others. Let's get Tay real quick and ask her the most important question of the day, because she wasn't here last episode and we can't take much time on it. But Tay.
Oh, so you cut me off before you even asked me. Okay, I got this.
Right.
You're going to have like 3 minutes to answer.
Okay.
There you go.
That's a long time.
Okay.
Number one, how do you feel about the Houston Cheaters, Astros?
Mm-hmm.
And what can you say as a Houston Astros fan? Is you really love them, honestly, and I'd be upset too if it was my team. And I still do. Well, okay. How do you feel? Number one, and number two.
Wow.
What can you tell us about it? What you know and what you actually think is real or the truth? Go.
Well, to begin with, there's a lot of stuff going around. So it's hard to tell what's true and what's not, who's his niece and who's the lovers and who's the neighbors and whatnot. So there's a lot of stories, coming out. Now everybody's coming out of the woodworks wanting, their little check for their information that they're providing. That's how I see it. I do think that there is some truth to it, but truth be told, it happens throughout the whole MLB, throughout the whole league. Every team is out there trying to steal signs. Some are successful, some are not. Some are still, trying to, look at the pitcher, look at the catcher and making their little tallies and try to get it by the fourth or fifth inning. The Astros are just ahead of it. Yeah, they did it differently. They use technology. They use their cameras and whatnot. Buzzards, whatever you want to call it. It hasn't been confirmed. But like I said, a lot of stuff going out there.
So
if you want to call it that, I mean,
cheating, right?
If you want to call it that, I mean, the MLB usually not too long ago they revised their their drug testing policy to exclude marijuana. So in a couple of years, this is going to be, on a different scale, on a different platform. It's going to be the same thing. They're going to revise to like, oh, okay, well, every team is trying to steal signs. That the Astros did it the way they did it, nobody else has done it. Or let me just say this, they haven't gotten caught. So here's my final say on this. Every time there's somebody in any situation, this goes not just for sports, but in any situation, when somebody's pointing the finger somewhere and they're trying to place blame on something, oh, look at so-and-so did this, look at so-and-so is doing that, it's to divert attention. The somebody that really knows would investigate the person that's doing the finger pointing and the origin of where the finger pointing started. And I think you're going to bring down a whole lot more people than the people that are already down.
But
also,
how do you feel?
Well, I mean, it's not good for them.
Yeah,
it's bad for the it's bad for the organization.
This is insane.
Can I talk? Thank you.
We're putting you on the spot here.
This is insane.
You told us how, but how do you feel as a fan? Like, how do you feel? Like, you have a replica World Series ring.
Okay.
You have Astros jerseys. Do you feel bad when you put that on now? When you put that cap on? Are you like, people look at you outside and they're like, you're a cheater?
No, because I don't play with the Astros. I'm a fan. And I will still wear it. And let me tell you this, that it's just like PED, performance enhancing drugs. You can take them, but you still have to hit the damn ball. People can tell you there's a fast pitch coming through, there's an off-speed pitch coming next. You still have to hit it. Not only do you have to hit it,
but
you have to keep it a fair ball.
Okay, calm down. But how does she feel, Gemz?
I just told you, I'm still going to wear those jerseys. And you know what? When they play your Pittsburgh Pirates, I'm going to wear the Astros jersey. That's right.
Pirates suck. It's all
good. Frizz, we're going to have to continue this, Frizz, on the next show, but I think we should talk more about this and bring a caller in, including caller. But this was just totally, I respect your opinion. I respect your answer and how you feel, but I will definitely dissect what you just said, and you're not going to like it. So you're not going to like it. She's not going to like it.
Family.
Well, and I respect that we can have opposing views and opposing opinions. And,
yeah, heck yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're not arguing.
Absolutely.
I have my opinion. You have yours. I'm not mad at you. We're good. We're debating.
Well, bring it on.
I'm going to destroy you next show.
Well, she'll probably back it up.
All good. I like Tay. Red Bottom Queen. She's tough to bring down, but I think Gemz can do it.
At Seat Stadium on our Twitter. Remember, we're chasing 1,200. We're chasing 500 listeners. We love the fans. We love you. We love
Frizz, one thing, Frizz. Can you put up Can you put up the
Yeah,
question?
I got it. Oh, real quick, by the way, we got destroyed in the pool. We are the worst host on the show. Yeah, so FYI.
That's right.
I can't even talk about that.
Thank you.
Tay's really distraught over here, so we're going to get out of here. Hit us up at Seat Stadium, chasing 1200. Email at stadiumseatspodcast@gmail.com.
Peace.
Also,
I thought we were done.
Dang.
I thought we were done.
Man, she's just ready to take off and get her keys and leave. She needs a Woosah bath right now.
Ice
real
water,
quick,
Tay.
check
Ice
out
water.
Bad Boys 3.
Absolutely.
Or Bad Boys for Life.
You will not be disappointed, I promise.
Awesome movie. Checked it out last night. Must see. 2 thumbs up.
Mm-hmm.
Go see it. Hilarious and action-packed and awesome. So follow us on Twitter. Write us an email. Write us reviews. Find us on Spotify, iHeart, all those other things. Okay? We good?
We good.
We mad at each other?
Absolutely not.
Good. Love.
Stadium Seats. We're out of here.
Bye. Go Stros.
It's Stadium Seats, so what can I say? It's the end of the show with Gemz, Frizz, and Tay. So tune in the next week, you know we bringing the heat. And subscribe to the page, you know we hot in the street. At Seat Stadium, the Twitter be that. Tay with the topics, she's bringing the facts. But the style so great and the swag so wrong. Stadium Seat Podcast@gmail.com. Love.